And then we are live, making you host now.
Okay, I do have an option to stop the live stream. Okay, cool.
I'm sharing the live stream link with you so that you can
Okay,
share it.
okay. Yeah, please.
Yeah. All the best. See you. Bye.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. I'll call you back.
No problem.
Hey, bro. Hi. Hello. Hi, bro. Hi.
എനിക്ക് അതല്ല ഇപ്പൊ രാത്രി 10 മണിക്ക് തുടങ്ങിയാൽ രാവിലെ 6 മണിക്ക് എണീച്ച് പോകണം. ഇതൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് സമയം തരില്ല. ഒരു ദിവസം ലാബിലുള്ളപ്പോ
Bro, it's live. It's live in YouTube. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Someone called Alisha Bastola.
ക്യാൻസർ പ്രോസസ് കെമിക്കൽസ് ഇത് വേറെ പോലത്തെ
Someone called Alisha Bastola is in the meeting. Is it from your team or someone? No. Okay, general audience. Okay. Okay, I'm making you co-host, bro. Yes. You're on the co-host. And when Pavitran joins, he'll also be one of the co-host.
How to upload my PPT for
PPT share screen.
screen only?
Yeah, it's there, no?
Mm.
can minimize it so that they won't get any disturbance.
Nice.
Right?
See the audience also.
Presentations. If you want to see the audience, you will have to put like
Yeah, it's not.
it's like I like even else.
Okay. Do you want to try run or something, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, am I visible?
Yes, you are visible.
Am I audible?
Narendra, you didn't send me about Veena ma'am. Veena ma'am.
Veena ma'am, 2 lines. I'll type and send right now.
Kunjalata ma'am is assistant professor of Amity Institute of Engineering and Technology.
Hmm.
Correct, at Amity Institute of
Yeah.
Engineering and Technology.
Bro, do you wanna start see how voices and all? Do you wanna check that? You just talk and see how it works.
Yeah. So, good morning, all. This is Dr. Navdeep.
No, little
Yeah.
little more. It's very feeble.
Be confident.
Bro,
So-
since this is an online or mari konjam demanding voice la irundha, it will be really nice. Try பண்ணுங்க.
Is this, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, I think this is fine. I think someone is in the waiting room.
No. Let's not admit right now. Let's
Okay.
admit it 50, 55, something like that.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, good morning, all. I'm Dr. Navdeep, and today I'll be talking about the ABCD of nicotine addiction. Our topic for today is resolution for no tobacco. So, we will get an understanding of what nicotine is, and through
Share me that Zoom link in WhatsApp.
uh, yeah, I did share you. So, as we all know that nicotine or tobacco is the man-made killer. So, we'll go through first what are the types and ways in which we consume nicotine. So, many of us are aware of this. Like one is in the form of smoking, and the other is non-smoking form, and there are alternatives which we assume that they are still okay to consume, or they are good as a therapeutic purpose, like nicotine patch, nicotine chewing gums. Even that is also not advised by some set of doctors, because I'll tell you why. This is, let's go through about biology behind nicotine addiction. Huh? What alone? Acha. Narendra, can you allow Pavitran now?
Yeah.
Once.
One నిమిషం. Yes.
So let's see the biology behind nicotine addiction. So what exactly does a nicotine do? So these are our neural synapses and neural network, just like electricity. So this is called presynaptic neuron, and this is called postsynaptic neuron. Pre is before and po is after. Post is after. So in a normal person, uh, when there is no nicotine, a synapse releases something called dopamine. Dopamine is very important. So everything is fine.
Yes, bro. Everything is pretty fine. Everything is actually good. Just maintain the same tone.
Yes.
If you can increase the tone a little bit is also fine, but this is also no problem. Actually,
Okay.
nothing. Yes. And it's in YouTube live, so that's the thing. And what else to be? And Pavitran, I'll make you one of the co-host. Yes, co-host. And we'll start allowing people from 10:53 or 4, something like that.
Yeah, by 10:55 we'll allow.
Yeah, okay.
10:53.
By
10:53 is
10:55,
also
we'll let
fine.
it. Yes. So yeah, before that, I'll just okay. Do you want to keep your screen or should I press? Should I? You want to keep the scene like that?
Yes.
Okay.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, take it.
Huh? What?
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Okay. 1 second.
Narendran, let me share my screen and check once.
Yeah, sure.
Your PPT has two slides missing.
School, YouTube, and everything else I do online, it's hard to stay focused. That's why I use identity to work.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, Narendra, we can hear.
Okay. One small glitch is just the power in my home just cut off, so that's why I'm in my hotspot. So I'm just, if there's anything, you will be the next host. So I hope there is nothing happening.
Make Pavitra also the co-host.
Yeah, Pavitran is also the co-host. Pavitran bro, if at all something screws up, please take over, Pavitran bro.
Okay, okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah. Rohit. Hi, Rohit. Hello.
Hi, bro.
Hi, hi. Bro, listen, if there is any glitch also, Rohit.
Hi, ready.
Yeah, yeah. How's your internet, Rohit? Okay.
quite fluctuating because near the storm. So.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, chilled. No problem. Bro, I'll start allowing people.
Yes, Narendra, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Pavitran or Navdeep, please reply.
Yes, Narendra, we can hear you.
Hi. Okay, cool. We are almost towards the end of the buffer time. So we'll start off with the session at 11:05 sharp. I guess all is settled, right? All is settled, right? Can any of the board members raise your hands, please? I just wanted to know how many board are there. Any board members, please raise the hand. Okay, Sunidhi, Manoj, and rest of them. Anyone else? Okay, who's there? Okay, Lakshmi Shri. Okay, I'll Manoj. Okay, Harshita and Manoj, I'm making you the co-host. Please handle the allowing part and try to join from system if you haven't. Yes, guys. Okay. Co-host. Yes. Thank you. You can all lower your hands. Thank you, guys. Okay. Yes. I guess we can start with the session. Pavitran and Navdeep, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Amazing. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And we are so overwhelmed with all the responses which we got. And thank you so much. We'll start off with the session now. Let me present my screen for a minute or two. 1 second. Okay. So yes, as always, this is our protocol. Uh, Good morning, everyone. We'll start off with the four-way test of Rotary. So I request all of us here to ask ourselves these four questions. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? So starting with the brilliant note of this, a very unique one, I would say a very unique one, because not often we come across all this kind of sessions, right? So this is a session called Say No to Tobacco. So myself, I'm the host for today. I'm Rotractor Narendran, president of MES Rotract College, MES Rotract Club from MES College. So I'm in my final year BSc Electronics and Communication. I heartily welcome all of you, all the people who showed interest in this session, and all my co-presidents, all the district people who are who joined today, and especially how can I forget the Amity University students, and especially the core team, Dr. Navdeep, Dorai, and Pavitran and his team for bringing us this wonderful session. And this has been really fascinating since we got in a call when we talked about this session. This is actually, we feel this is the need of the hour. We see all over the people we are seeing who is addicted to tobacco. They're literally losing their lives, and we are not able to do anything. We are not able to help them but this is the right place. We are starting the campaigning now, and I'm sure with the Navdeep's with what we have interacted with Dr. Navdeep, his vision is so high. He wants to really make changes, and we are so privileged and proud to be one of the hosts for him. So this has been really amazing, and here we are here in this session. And I would also like to welcome our faculty coordinators from both the colleges, Amity University and MES Rotary Club, and also the Rotarians from various club, all the Rotarians from all the clubs. Thank you for all your time, and thank you for believing in us and coming to our session. I'm sure this is gonna bring out a new perspective about how we can get all our friends who are addicted to tobacco out of that addiction, and make them a better person at the end of the day. So here we are today. I hand over the proceedings to Pavitran now. And sorry about the if there is any technical glitch. My network is very low here. Please adjust. So yes, with this note, I handed over the proceedings to Pavitran. Pavitran, you there?
Yes, Narendran, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Pavitran Ji. I'm pursuing my master's in microbiology from Amity University, and I'm the coordinator as well as the organizer from the Amity University side for this event. So today I'll be introducing you about our university. Please confirm as and when my screen is visible. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes. Your screen is visible. Yes.
Okay. So good morning, everybody. Here, Amity University is actually a research and innovation driven university. We have been accredited by NAC with A+ grade. Here in Amity, we nurture talent. I'm speaking about Amity University. Amity University was established in the year 2005 through Amity University Uttar Pradesh Act. So this is the India's first private university to implement reservations as well as merit-based scholarship for students. Here in Amity, we always focus on holistic development of students. By holistic development, we mean not only the growth in the subject which we have chosen, but also in various aspects of life. For example, Amity University has introduced a course on human values, meaning any course you choose, you must be having the basic quality which a human must possess. And also Amity University gives training on various professional skills, professional ethics, as well as communication skills as well. Now we have been ranked among the top 3% universities, and the UGC has recognized our university, and the NAC has accredited us with A+ grade. We have various campuses across India, starting from Noida, Gurugram, Mumbai, Jaipur, Lucknow, Greater Noida, Gwalior, Raipur, Kolkata, Ranchi, Patna, and Mohali. So Amity University has 11 universities across all the 10 Indian states. We also have so many global campuses, starting from Amity University Dubai, Amity University London, Amity University Singapore, New York, San Francisco, Tashkent, Mauritius, and Amity University Kenya. So Amity has around 16 plus overseas campuses worldwide, and if in case you get to join Amity University, you will be taken at least to one of the foreign university once in your semester. We have got various recognitions and accreditations, meaning plethora of recognition and accreditations. We have been recognized by UGC, Government of India. We have got A+ accreditation by NAC, and our university is the only university in Asia to get maximum number of US as well as UK accreditations. So we have got top global ranking. The QS has ranked Amity University as the top 3% university in the entire world. India today has ranked Amity University as #1 not-for-profit private university. We have also got the award for innovation and achievement, and the World University Ranking has ranked us among the top university for employability and skill set. So we have also got various accreditations, as I have already mentioned, that our university is the only university in Asia to get maximum number of US and UK accreditations, meaning we are not only focus on Indian accreditations, but we also focus on accreditations worldwide. We bring international accreditations so that your certificates or your degree will be valid across the world. So coming to the human value and community outreach program, this is the program which is successfully run by Amity University. No matter whichever course you take, it can be biological sciences, it can be biotechnology, it can be engineering, or whatever course it might be. So you will have to choose one course which will be involved so much of uh, social skills. So Human Value and Community Outreach Program is a initiative by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor and Dr. Balvinder Shukla. So this program has been introduced in order to generate awareness about human values. So it is not only important that we become scientists or a big entrepreneur in the future, we also must be a good human being. So this is also introduced in order to prepare students for engaging in social service activities, which will enhance our quality both within ourselves, and it will also give a good picture about ourselves. It will also introduce a lot of values within us, which is the most important thing which each and every human being requires in this world. So this course also involves nature and explanations of human values. You will be introduced to so many human values and your duty as a responsible citizen, as well as a responsible human being in this world. So this is it. Thank you. And even I have to introduce about our faculty coordinators from both the colleges. So the faculty coordinator from MES college for this particular event is Dr. Veena Nagraj. So Dr. Veena Nagraj is Vice President of Rotary Bangalore Northwest, and she's also the faculty coordinator for MES Rotary Club. Dr. Veena Nagraj is one of the most senior faculty of MES College and one of the most accomplished teacher. She has over 36 plus years of experience. So we are indeed pleasurized to have such a wonderful faculty coordinator for this event. From Amity University, we have Ms. Punjalata Singh. Ma'am is the assistant professor of Amity School of Engineering and Technology. Ma'am has a lot of experience in this field, and she has also motivated so many students in order to undertake such socially relevant activities. So we are indeed pleasurized to have both the lecturers as the faculty coordinator for this particular event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pavitran. It was lovely to hear about university and get to know it. Now, coming back to the main session, we have a wonderful speaker here. Of course, you all know that is Dr. Navdeep. A little about him, so that we get before we get to know before we get into the main session. So we met Dr. Navdeep just before, few days before, and we are uh, awed by all his passion and passion to serve the society. So basically, Dr. Navdeep is passionate about health and life sciences from a very young age. He did his bachelor's in dentistry and understood the anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry of life. Soon after he joined after his graduation, he joined Christian Medical College, Vellore, and he got an excellent hands-on experience managing a huge load of patients. In due process, he developed an interest in cancer and learned to understand the importance of molecular basis of cancer, and thereby developed a strong interest in cancer biology, which eventually led him to make some actual changes in the sector of the campaign called "Say No to Tobacco." And here we are today, so excited to hear it from him. And end of the session, we will also join the revolution of say no to tobacco and make some real changes and help people who are actually addicted, and avoid people who's getting into the who's even thinking of getting into tobacco addiction. So that is about little about Navdeep. We'll all hear it from him now. I humbly request our speaker for today, Dr. Navdeep, to uh, take over the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Narendra. Uh, so let me share my screen. Okay, guys, good morning all. Thank you for the kind introduction. I would also like to introduce my teammates, Rashi and Tanushree too. We three are working for resolution for no tobacco on this project. And with this, I'll continue with my today's talk, the ABCD of nicotine addiction. So let me put on the pointer. Yeah. So is my screen visible well? Am I audible well?
Yes, you're loud
Okay,
and
fine.
clear.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So the ABCD, which means the basics of nicotine addiction, what we know already and what we may not be aware also. So I'll try to cover the most of it in a concise manner so that we will be all aware by the end of this session about the ABCD, the things which we have to know about nicotine addiction. As you all know that tobacco nicotine addiction is the man-made killer. It's nothing a natural calamity. It's nothing which is spontaneous. It is just a man-made killer. We devised it, we introduced it, and we are solely, as a human, we are solely responsible for whatever ill effects are causing due to tobacco or nicotine. So warning, no smoking. So first I'll discuss about what are the types of nicotine consumption. We are all well aware of types, smoking, which can be of cigarette, BD, and even electronic cigarettes also, and chewing form of tobacco, which is mostly prevalent in rural parts of India and also Northeast and West Bengal or like rural parts of India mostly, and also Papua New Guinea country. And there are few more countries which there is a lot of prevalence of chewing form of tobacco like pan masala, jarda, khaini, gutka. And and in urbanized world and in treatment perspective, there are new forms of nicotine consumptions which are like electronic cigarettes and also nicotine patch and nicotine chewing gums. These are the types wherein which we consume nicotine. Why I'm also included electronic cigarettes and nicotine patch, chewing gum, etc. is because I'll discuss in the next slide. So first, let us understand the biology behind nicotine addiction. So even in our schooling, we must have been encountered about nerves, nervous system. Let it be. So I will briefly try to explain you the best way possible. So this is called the presynaptic neuron. Imagine the nerve system like an electric signal, electricity, how it passes from uh, A to B. So this is called presynaptic neuron, which is before, and this is called postsynaptic neuron. So these are the ways, channels by which our brain will send and receive signals, vice versa. So what does nicotine does is, this is a major substance. Nicotine is a major substance responsible for tobacco addiction, as you all know. So what it exactly does? So the normally in a human being, there is something called dopamine, a chemical called dopamine, which is called the love hormone, or even it is called the pleasure hormone. Sorry. So the nicotine in a normal scenario, when you are hungry, uh, you eat the best food what you can get. So the dopamine release will give you the pleasure effect. In a similar way, what nicotine does is it increases the neurotransmitter dopamine in the brain. As you can see in the picture, this is the normal level of dopamine in any normal person like you and me. But for a smoker, as soon as he smokes, within 5 seconds, I'm telling within 5 seconds, the nicotine reaches to the brain. So it is so fast that that is the major reason why people get addicted to cigarettes and tobacco products very fast. And it is very difficult to get out of this habit. So the 5 seconds or 10 seconds, that is the key here. So when you consume nicotine through external medium, this is the level of dopamine, as you can compare here. So the high level of dopamine, the high level of pleasure or the relaxing effect. So here's the cycle. So this is your first cigarette and you ingest nicotine, and then in the brain, it releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter, and then that gives you the feeling of pleasure. So it is quick, short come, short go. It comes so quick, and it also leaves your body within 1 to 2 minutes. So as your nicotine level in the blood, like nicotine levels in the blood fall, your brain starts to crave for nicotine, as you can see in the picture. So you physically will have a develop a desire to smoke again. And this is how the cycle continues and you fall into this trap. So like what exactly is dopamine? Like in a simple example, I'll try to explain. So in a normal person, for example, we consider dopamine levels to be around 50 to 100. And the dopamine level of 40 is wherein when you had your worst day. Worst day in the sense, maybe you lost someone you love, or maybe you lost someone, maybe you had a heartbreak, or there is something you lost your job. So in your worst day possible, this is the level of dopamine released in your brain. There is nothing like zero dopamine. Some amount of dopamine has to be released no matter what. So this is the level when you had your worst day. This is the level of dopamine released. So the dopamine level on your best day, for example, you got a new job, you got selected into your desired college. So the level of dopamine can't exceed 100, 120 max, or maybe 150, for example, schematically. So what happens when you consume nicotine and even drugs like cocaine, etc.? So the dopamine levels in your brain will increase to much double, triple fold, wherein the dopamine levels increase to 500, 600, and even 1000, which even our brain can't handle. At some point of time, our brain wiring, meaning the natural adaptation of brain systems, will get collapsed, so that even no matter what, your dopamine levels won't reach 40. I think you're getting my point. So normally in your worst day, or even as a normal person, your dopamine level should be ranging from 50 to 100 every day. But when the dopamine levels are become so sensitized, so that even the 40 level of dopamine also not reached to the brain. And our brain, that is the reason why drug addicts become so craved and so addicted to the nicotine or the drug products, and they do whatever possible to get that drug, because this is the reason. Without the drug they can't have a normal life, they can't get out of their bed, they can't eat, they can't sleep, nothing. So why do we start smoking? So, and we'll discuss about the major influence of advertisements and also the media. So this is Marlboro cigarette brand, which is the #1 cigarette brand in the United States. And it became so successful just because of the marketing strategy. I'll explain you in the coming slides. So these are the major ways in which we get addicted to smoking and we get introduced to smoking is parental influence, uh, media influence, and also advertising. These two we'll discuss even a little bit more. And also people tend to start smoking because they have a lot of stress. Their dopamine levels are so low, they are so stressful, so they want to have a stress relief, as a stress buster. They start smoking. As you can see in many corporate setups, there are smoking rooms, smoking chambers. As soon as the employees get a break, they immediately rush to the smoking chamber and start smoking, because they think that they are stressed and they start smoking. And as I mentioned before, smoking actually maybe initially give you stress relief for 1 to 2 minutes, but later on you will be becoming a slave to it. And also one more reason why we get into smoking is because of peer pressure. Like you see your friend or a schoolmate, you met him after some time, or you joined a college wherein your seniors are smoking and drinking, and then they pressurize you. They will tell you this is life and this is how you enjoy, and you get influenced by it. You see them, and then you start smoking. So we'll discuss further about media influence and also advertising. So what are the industry tactics, the strategies of an industry or any company, commercial company, to make people get into these harmful addictions? So young adults are most vulnerable and they are the target for these kind of industries. We all fantasize about driving a sports car, and we all like heroes. Heroes are our role models. And cricket, we are most like majority of Indians are interested in cricket, whether they play or not, they like to watch cricket, they love cricket. So the companies target all these attitudes, lifestyle, values, aspirations, and social patterns, and they make smoking a socially acceptable part of young adults. As young adults, we tend to try something new. So these are the ways which companies introduce that smoking is normal. It is nothing new. And see, there is a company existing. This is our company. Please go through it. Don't forget our company. And this is the strategy. So let's go about the history of advertisement. I spoke about the Marlboro company, right? So he is the Marlboro man, a stylish icon. So he is called Bob Norris. His name is Bob Norris. Uh, Interestingly, he through his commercials, through his advertisements, Marlboro's cigarette brand became the #1 brand in the world. Previously, Marlboro cigarette brand was not that famous. Only through advertising strategy, the Marlboro company has become uh, so popular. But interestingly, this particular person, Bob Norris, he never smoked. And he lived till age 90 and he died due to natural reasons. So his image was circulated in billboards, magazines, etc. And that is how the smoking was promoted. But he is never a smoker. He didn't allow his children also to smoke. But uh, his children asked one day, okay, father, like you don't let us smoke. You are so strict and you never allow us to smoke. But why do you still promote smoking advertisements? And that is when he realized and he quit smoking and he withdrew the contract from the Marlboro advertising. But the damage is already done. So these are the some of the pictures, even how Indian commercials influenced people into smoking in the years 1990, 80s time. So this has to stop. So how it stopped? Fortunately, on February 6th, 2001, the government of India announced that they passed a bill that advertising cigarettes and tobacco products directly uh, in any form of media, whether print and electronic media, is banned. So the 2001 is the year when they proposed a bill to ban the tobacco, right? So in that year, I'll tell you that ITC, Indian Tobacco Corporation, the biggest tobacco board, contributed to the Indian economy through excise revenue 8,000 crores. I'm talking about the year 2000 to 2001. In 1 year, it generated income of 8,000 crores just as tax to the government, not to the company. And ITC as a company spent around 185 crores in the year 2000 to 2001. And altogether, all tobacco industries together, they spent around 276 crores in an year. Imagine how much cost does it take to vaccinate Indians? How much cost does it take to build a medical college? So these companies, ITC, were actively associated with various sports events. Like they also used to conduct festivals depending upon the state, like Maharashtra, they have a festival, and West Bengal, meaning where all people gather, where all there is attention by the public, they made sure that no stone turned. So I'll discuss about what is the difference between 1996 World Cup and IPL presently. So 1996, the Cricket World Cup was won by the team Sri Lanka, and it was sponsored by the cigarette brand Wills, which is a parent company of ITC, Indian Tobacco Corporation. So you can see the desperation on how they are promoting cigarettes and their brands by sponsoring the World Cup. Majority of people will see World Cups, right? So after 2001, there is a ban. So what did companies do to continue their legacy of promoting tobacco? So what changed after the official ban? So the advent of surrogate advertisements. As you know, surrogate mothers are not the actual biological mothers. They carry the fetus of two of a different parent, right? Similarly, surrogate advertisements, they promote a different product in disguise of something non-tobacco. So this is the change from 1996 World Cup to 2010, wherein products are promoted by like premium club soda, glasses, Carlsberg glasses, Blender Sprite, music CDs. So these are the surrogate advertisements. Nobody buys Kingfisher soda. Meaning we are not particular about Kingfisher soda, but we are particular about Kingfisher beer. So something like that. Blenders played music CDs. Nobody, even today, such advertisements are being circulated. But who buys CDs now? So this is nothing but surrogate advertising. So surrogate advertising promotes regulated products. Regulated products in the sense which are banned, which they are under control, like cigarette, tobacco, and alcohol, which cannot be advertised in mass media in disguise of another product. For example, you see this Vimal Ilaichi. It doesn't contain in this advertised product. It doesn't contain any tobacco or any harmful substance. It just contains sugar, ilaichi, silver coated ilaichi, sugar, and saffron. That's it. But in actual product, the same brand, the same logo, and the same packaging, the actual product what you get is containing betel nut. Betel nut is also carcinogenic. I'll tell you later. And tobacco and all these carcinogens, they promote through surrogate advertising. So how they advertise and what they show as their objectives and how they target customers is, as you know all, as you are all aware, all these companies, the advertisements, they show the people to be highly successful people, so that they make the consumers relate, symbolize that having such products is the symbol of success. So what is the misinformation before ban? These are the pictures in the year 1930, 50s in the United States. As you can see, the scientific evidence of smoking says that these particular cigarettes are better. And also a dentist saying that he suggests his patients to smoke this particular brand cigarettes because they are smooth. They cause less irritation to the throat. So if there are no regulations, companies do anything to promote their products and make money. So what researchers actually say is that in the United States, the number of smokers has declined from 42% in the year 1965, meaning in the year compared to 17% today, meaning in the year 1965, there is 42% of smokers and the percentage has reduced to 17% just because of ban in advertisements. This is the importance of advertisements, I would say. So whatever information the companies give and whichever way they do, it's all fake. So influence of media. So smoking in movies, as you know, is they directly influence youth, young adults, young people smoking rates. All these posters have one thing in common. They're all promoting cigarettes. Even though the smoking advertisements by companies is banned, there is no ban on movie posters or movies promoting. Yes, they are regulated, but there is no direct ban on wall posters, as you can see. So, as you know, the smoking is less socially acceptable behavior. Less socially acceptable behavior means we can't smoke in public places, we can't smoke in the place of worship, and we can't smoke in our classrooms, right? Because it is not accepted socially. It is socially not an acceptable behavior. But movies portray them positively. So this is what worries me a lot. We try to imitate our seniors, our role models, our heroes, our parents, our friends. As you can see in this picture. This picture, I got it somewhere, a fan made picture. It is nothing commercial. A fan made it himself and posted it in Twitter. I got it from the internet. Basically, a schoolboy, meaning from his school days, he is his icon. He is his star icon. But the problem is that star icon is smoking. That way, not everybody, but some percentage of population will get influenced by smoking. So the more kids see smoking in movies, the more likely they try smoking themselves. And studies show that 44% of adolescents who start smoking do so because smoking images that they have seen in the movies. These are proven studies. So we'll talk about adverse effects of smoking on health. So 84% of lung cancers, meaning out of all the lung cancers, 84% are directly related to smoking. There is something called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. As you can see, this is the normal lung bronchi. Consider it as a balloon, a normal lung. But when in case of bronchitis, itis is inflammation of the lung. When there is inflammation, there is secretion of fluid and there is blockage of lung, and there is something called emphysema. All these diseases and also the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, these are, they are not cancer, but still can cause patient's death. And also even the passive smoking, active smoking, whatever said and done, they will affect every organ possible. And whether you smoke one cigarette, two, 10, or whatever, it depends totally on your individual status. It's not uniform for all. So very likely that a person who smoked only for an year can develop a cancer, unfortunately. Or some person who is smoking for 30 years, he still may be not affected by cancer. So we can't play with our life, and it's so wrong and it's so dangerous to play with our luck. That is what I'm trying to emphasize on. So smoking and pregnancy. We are so concerned about our baby's health. As soon as we see a pregnant mother, we give significant attention to them because they require such care, right? And we don't prescribe them unnecessary medications. Each and every tablet a pregnant is prescribed is only by doctor. We don't take it randomly. We take such care for a pregnant woman because we care for the fetus, right? We care for the baby, unborn baby. But smoking, the nicotine can cross the placenta. Placenta is the tube which connects mother and baby, in simple words. So a mother consumes nicotine or she's ingests nicotine by any way, it crosses and it enters the babies also. And the babies may develop all those dopamine changes, as I mentioned before. You see how dangerous it is. And there are chances that the pregnant women, the girls who smoke, they can never become pregnant. There are few people who got affected by it. It may not be so prominent or we may not be so aware of it, but still it happens. And smoking in pregnancy causes cleft lip. Cleft lip is in the sense the lip will not fuse properly when the patient is in the womb. And smoking is 6% or some percent is directly related to that cleft lip disease. And miscarriage in the sense, in the layman's term, I say it abortion. Okay, so carbon monoxide poisoning, meaning the baby will be suffocated, the baby will be deprived of oxygen, and there can be chances of abortions. So 1 in 5 babies who are born in United States are low birth weight, and low birth weight is the leading cause of nearly 3 lakh children, and smoking causes low birth weight in children. So more or less, smoking causes lots of damage. So as you see, these are the advertisements in the year 1930 where it shows that mothers can safely smoke such cigarette, which is ridiculous, right? So out of the pregnant women in the United States, consider 100%, 18 to 25 quit smoking once they become pregnant, but the rest, they couldn't because smoking is so addictive, as I mentioned before. And one more question, can smoking causes genetic disorder? Genetic disorder in the sense, a parent has some disease gene in his body, and it can be passed on to these children or generations, next generation. Yes, animal studies have proved that there are germline mutations. Germline mutations, in cancer, there are 2 types of mutations. One is somatic mutation and germline mutations. It may be a little complicated, but try to understand. Somatic mutations can't be passed on to the next generation, but germline mutations can be passed on to the next generation, meaning a father smokes and unfortunately his germline got mutated. So irrespective of the child getting exposed directly to nicotine, his genome itself can change. The studies are still going on and it is not fully evident, but the animal model suggests that germline mutations, yes, can happen. So what is passive smoking? So passive smoking is you are not a smoker, but your roommate is, or your friend, or your husband, or whatever, whom the person you accompany with a lot, he or she is a smoker, and you get exposed to that nicotine through secondhand smoking or passive smoking. And passive smoking, according to World Health Organization, nearly 6 lakh people die each year due to secondhand smoke. They are innocent people, they don't smoke, but still they are affected by passive smoking, and they are somehow, like through cancer or through chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or whatever mentioned before, they are getting affected by it. So to tell you what exactly the 6 lakh population is, in the Noida, the city, Delhi NCR region where I stay, in the 2011 census, the Noida's population is also 6 lakh. So you can imagine it's wiping out an entire city's population in a year. These are proven data, but we don't know what all hidden, what all data not even exposed, or not even the data we are not even aware of. So like we are so fond of Google search. So let's see like how to diagnose cancer. Please mind, I'm sorry, there are some images. I try to blur them and edit black and white also. So some people who are sensitive to cancer pictures, you may please be aware. So this is pre-malignant lesion. The chewing form of tobacco, like the pan masala, gutka, kaini, whatever. So cancer is a disease which doesn't occur in a single day. It takes its own time to finally develop into a cancer. So something called pre-malignant. Malignancy is cancer and pre-malignant is before cancer. So before cancer, there are conditions called tobacco pouch keratosis. We encounter all these cases in a daily basis. And also something called leukoplakia. So this is not cancer, but these particular uh, observed characteristics on a patient, they have more chance of becoming into cancer cells. Their cells are already become pre-malignant, and they have this particular area in future, if neglected, can turn up into cancer. Very likely, we have seen cases like that. So one more product which is still not regulated yet a carcinogen, and we still use it as a flavoring agent in various food products, is betel nut. You all know, right? Betel nut, nutmeg, areca nut, it is called scientifically. So this particular brand, even now still, you see that in movies, before the movie starts, this particular advertisements I saw. So this, here it is advertised by as no tobacco, no nicotine, as you can see here. But it contains something called betel nut. Betel nut by itself can cause oral submucous fibrosis. This is also again a pre-malignant lesion. Oral submucous fibrosis, which is caused by betel nut chewing. This betel nut is the world's fourth most stimulant after caffeine, alcohol, and tobacco. And this causes oral submucous fibrosis, which means the full mouth will be fibrosed and patient can't even open mouth, even a 1 finger height also the patient can't open the mouth. And the patient will have burning sensation in the mouth. You eat any food, be it spicy, non-spicy, the more spicy you eat, it is intolerable pain, which is caused due to betel nut addiction. And that betel nut is still not regulated and they are advertised. And many parts of Asia, South Asia, and Papua New Guinea, betel nut chewing is very rampant. So this is oral squamous cell carcinoma and verrucous carcinoma. These are the cancer pictures. I'm sorry, guys. So smoking, what is burden to healthcare? How smoking causes a burden to healthcare? First, I'll try to explain you what is meant by burden to healthcare. So as you all know, during the COVID time, the second wave, it is so devastating that the hospitals are fully filled with COVID patients. And the cancer patient and the cardiac patients or patients with who requires kidney transplant, liver transplant, all major surgeries are stopped because the hospitals are filled with COVID patients, as you are all aware, I hope so. So that causes, That is nothing but healthcare burden. The healthcare staff are exhausted because they can't handle more patients. The resources are lost because suddenly there is a need for oxygen and we don't have enough oxygen plants, because that causes healthcare burden, and the unavailability of oxygen caused many deaths. But the many people who can be saved just by giving oxygen died because we couldn't give them oxygen on time. So that is the healthcare burden I'm talking about. So I want to show you a real data in the United States within a span of 2 years, from January 2022 March 2022. So forget about the other data, focus on approximately there are like 10 lakh deaths due to COVID in the span of 2 years. Please remember, in a span of 2 years, there are 10 lakh people who died of COVID in the United States. And in the United States, every year, 5 lakh people die due to smoking related diseases. This is every year. And this is on second wave or maybe 2020 to 2022. But smoking is killing people nearly the same. This is within the span of 2 years, 10 lakhs. And within the span of 1 year, it is approximately 5 lakhs, which means this smoking related and nicotine related deaths are silent pandemic, which we don't see but happening every day. So with all this information and after going through all this, we will get a question. Why can't we just ban cigarettes? Why do we have cigarettes in the first place? So fortunately, there is only one country in the entire world, which is Bhutan, had a total ban on cigarettes. In 2004, Bhutan is the first nation to totally ban cigarettes. So apart from Bhutan, no other country in the world has total ban on cigarettes, but some countries have strict regulations on tobacco products. So, and there is one more update, which is very hopeful update that New Zealand government, they are presenting a bill in the parliament, that the proposal that anyone who is born after the year 2008, so the generation who are born after 2008, they will not have access to tobacco products when they become adults. It is still a proposal, and I hope we should see some success in it so that such things can be implemented in other countries as well. I want to remind you that New Zealand is the country where the COVID pandemic is very well handled. So when there is a will, there is a way. Let's hope for the best. So in India, I want to discuss about briefly about the COTPA Act, which is Cigarette and Other Tobacco Products Act, wherein they prohibit selling of tobacco products to minors who are under the 18 years of age. And you cannot sell tobacco related products 100 yards around educational institutions, according to the Act. So if any of the today's governments will outlaw tobacco use, meaning will they ban tobacco straight today? That is not possible, unfortunately, because there will be a lot of public outcry from smokers and even the non-smokers also. It will be a ruckus, a chaos in the communities, because people starts to come on streets to fight for their rights, as it happened in Massachusetts. This has happened in Massachusetts, and we see that in the year 1933, the government tried to ban beer, and people and the company workers, they did strike, because it's a sudden collapse of economy, income, and loss in lot of jobs. And there are like suddenly you can't dictate a person to quit the habit. He can have a lot of withdrawal symptoms, and there are a lot of consequences which are even unimaginable. So I want to ask you one question, that if, for example, if we ban cigarettes or like tobacco products today, who will be the first person, or like which group of people will be the most happy? Can you guess? Like if today in our country, the smoking is totally banned or tobacco products are totally banned, can you guess which particular group of people will be much happy? It's the smugglers and the terrorists, unfortunately. because that encourages illegal importation and underground sales will increase. And there will be a lot of anti-government interventions also, mafia, drug trafficking, etc. will happen. Because you know that cocaine and all those things are still marijuana, cannabis, they are all still banned in many countries in the world. But don't we get access to them if we put in some efforts? Yes, we do, because of the smugglers. They have their own ways. They have, for example, Pablo Escobar, who is the drug mafia don of Mexico. He had, in his prime time, he had even planes and even submarines to smuggle drugs to the United States. And he's the richest back then, and he had anything money can buy. So one more concept about strict actions on tobacco bans and even the tobacco controls is I want to discuss about few case studies. Uh, this particular gentleman, he is a UK citizen, United Kingdom citizen. He used to frequently travel from some particular place to the United Kingdom by through flights. And one unfortunate day, he booked a flight which is connecting via Dubai. So unfortunately, what happened was when he was checked by customs officials, they found out his shoe got stuck to a grain size of sugar grain size of cannabis, which is less than a sugar grain. Meaning he probably walked in some place where a person had consumed cannabis and his shoe caught that cannabis. And he was jailed for 4 years for that. Can you imagine? And also a couple in India, a very unfortunate situation wherein this particular couple, uh, they were married and some particular relative of them offered them a free trip to Dubai. And in exchange, she asked one favor to carry some package to some of her relatives in Dubai. And these innocent people, unaware of the customs situation in Dubai, carried that particular product, and it found out to be a drug which is banned, which is and they were subjected to smuggling charges. And nearly these two husband and wife spent 2.5 years in the jail, and Indian government has to intervene a lot, and finally they are back. So policing will be a burden. So it's all about, I want to emphasize on, I want to conclude this session by saying that it's not about what governments do and what governments has to do, or like what someone has to do. It's all about your personal belief. Because at the end of the day, it's like you are the architect of your own future. So you have the power to choose your future, and the road you choose, the path you take will decide what you get in your life. So that's all, folks. I would like to conclude this session with this. So these are my teammates, Rashi and Tanushree, along with me. We prepared all these slides, and we tried to work on how to promote. And I thank all who helped me in making this event possible. So thank you.
Thank you, Navdeep. Before we move forward, we would like to welcome our own faculty coordinator, Dr. Veena Nagaraj ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Hearty welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Dr. Navdeep, thank you very much. It was a very informative talk, but unfortunately I could hear only a part of it. I hope the Rotaractors, get the message and then take it forward. Thank you very much, sir. And thanks to all the Rotaractors. And thanks to, the college.
Thank you.
Yes, with this note, and that was a wonderful, insightful session. Thank you so much, Dr. Navdeep. The session now is open to Q&A. All my friends, please ask if you have any queries. Please, if you can raise your hand, we could unmute you. Or please feel free to drop in your queries in chat box so that we could answer all of them. And by the meantime, also kindly fill out the form. It's a feedback and the attendance form for your e-certificates which will be mailing you in few days. So kindly fill that form out, and the form is in the chat box. Please do make uh, Pavitran has sent the form in the chat box. Please do catch up with the forms and fill that up. And now, yes, again back to Q&A session. Please feel free to ask any doubts which you have, which you might want to clarify regarding this topic. Yes, thank you. Okay, I do have one or two questions from my team. Okay, we have questions. Okay, we have a question from Videsh, I guess. Videsha Subha. How do you, okay, I'll read out the question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with a person who is addicted to drugs?
Yeah, personally, I never encountered a person addicted to drugs. In my practice, I had seen only patients with smoking and also non-smoking form of tobacco. So there is no magic bullet to deal, unfortunately. As I had mentioned in the presentation, the drugs which are more worse than cigarettes. But cigarettes has more addictive capacity because it reaches to the brain within 5-10 seconds. Drugs are in a different mechanism, which is much more complex. But a person, once he get addicted to drugs, it will be little difficult to get him back. But there is still hope. There is nothing possible for a human. The thing is, a person's brain, when it is addicted to a particular drug, the wiring in the brain, the mechanism totally changes. The neurotransmitter levels and the signal receptors in the neurons, they rewire, meaning unless for example, that particular patient has taken 10 grams of a drug, maybe that won't be enough the next day. He will take 11, 12. So that keeps on increasing because the sensitivity of the brain keeps on reducing day by day. And that's how they take more and more drugs in order to get that level of dopamine, as I said before, 40 level of dopamine, not even 100. Initially, it will reward you with thousands of dopamine and you'll be like flying in the sky. But later on, even to perform your natural activities, you still have to take drug just to wake up and just to like do your daily routine activities, get up from the bed. You still need cocaine. So that is the dangers. So how to get rid of it? How to counsel that person is that they have to be having a good friendship with people who don't smoke, and he should stop meaning it's nothing like you reduce it day by day. You have to stop it abruptly. And 2 years mostly for majority of people it will be a struggle and it's a hell. But within 2 years, if the patient successfully doesn't consume any sort of this abusive products, his brain will fortunately come back to normal, and he or she can be free of the addiction, which means it's totally dependent on the willpower. So it is you who have to take the call and struggle to overcome the habit, and you shouldn't have like maintain any friendships with the people who are used to these habits, and you shouldn't be alone try to have some activity, drink lot of water, and perform exercises, change your lifestyle, keep yourself busy with other activities, and also work on some social activities which interests you, or some hobbies. Keep yourself busy and work on it. And if it is worst case, uh, it's better to seek medical professional help, which is dealt by oncologists and counselors. So I hope that helps.
Okay, yeah. That summed up pretty much everything. Actually, that summed up my next question also. So basically, my next question was, uh, there are a lot of rehabilitation centers to get people out of this addiction, right? Is it actually working? How feasible is it for an individual to spend time on that sector for a lot of? I'm sure that it's not a 1 day or 2 day process. It's a course of time where we can change ourselves. If at all we are addicted to some of the other nicotine or drugs or something. So how feasible is it for an individual to give his or her time to get out of that addiction, and how is it really is it really going to change the way of dealing with all the drugs and nicotine? So that was my just question, and this is a rough question. Hope you get the gist of it.
From my understanding, tell you, like we counsel patients in one session, chair side counseling. We encounter with patient and we'll take a history, and if the patient is comfortable in revealing his habit history, whether he is smoking or he is on alcohol, we try to just show the slides, something similar to what I showed you before. Uh, and tell the patient that he or she is having the pre-cancer or something in his or her mouth. So that actually motivates them more. That personal level. I am having something uh, right now which can turn into cancer within a year or within months' time. So that motivation in your mind. For example, if a person is diagnosed with cancer, he will. In my experience, I have seen them not smoking, because that is the kind of mental trauma they go through when it is at an individual level. So, but for a healthy person, maybe they think of taking chances. They take it's like procrastination. So about the centers, I am not very aware of them, because as a professional, we ourselves counsel the patient and we don't force anybody. We just inform them that this is what it's about, and it's only about their call. They have to take the call, and we encourage them strongly, but we can't force anybody. And somewhere in the news, I had gone through these de-addiction centers. Some de-addiction centers, they behave so strictly with the patients, and they are fenced barbed wires, and they were even beaten. All those things I saw in the news. Uh, just like you, I am also not aware of that subject. But I believe that it's all about personal approach, and personally it works better, because no, I don't, as I said before, there is no magic bullet. Keeping a person in an institute or de-addiction center, I didn't see anybody having a successful outcome. I don't have such experience. Only my patients, only through their willpower, they quit the habit.
Exactly, that was my point. We also see a lot of things like we also see a lot of things, right? The rehabilitation center is not really friendly with the patients when they come to seek help. They are really either they some of them are really adamant, or the other way around. The people who are dealing with that person is not really in the likable zone, is what we have heard. So that's why I put up the things. Yes, personal approach is what makes a lot of things better. Correct. I don't totally agree with that. So there's one more question. I'll just read out the question. Please do. And this question is sent to you also. Sir, when a person fails to quit smoking after abruptly stopping it for a week or a month, does their amount of intake increases, or does it stay the same as before? okay, as of what I understand, is it like when a person is trying to quit smoking and he stops for a week or a month, soon after that, after the urge of him stopping the smoke, if he starts again, will the amount of intake is going to be increased, or will it stay the same? Your view, doctor. I'll
Yes,
leave it
yes.
to you now.
Yeah. So, uh, see, we are all different. We are not, each person, each individual is different because, I mean, from my understanding, our genetic is different from our parents also. That is how, within, meaning we all are made of same molecules, but yet we are different. So I told you before that a person smoking, I have seen a 19-year-old woman operated for oral cancer and her entire jaw was removed. You can imagine a 19-year-old getting a cancer of such extent. It's very unfortunate because those things doesn't happen very often. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is each individual is different. The amount you take, it's like, for example, a person, me taking one cigarette can give me cancer in a year time. But a person B who consumes 10, 20 cigarettes may not develop cancer, but he may develop chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or whatever. So it's not like unfortunately, these things are not, they are very biased. They are not equal for all. So they treat each individuals differently based on the individual's body mechanisms and their metabolisms. It's not like a poison wherein you take and then it shows the equal effect to everybody. But yes, any smoker, be it one cigarette or 10 or whatever, on an average to say, their lifespan will be reduced to 10 years as documented.
Okay, that brings a more clarity, I guess. Okay, we have one. Guys, please feel free to drop in one or two questions. Probably Dr. Navdeep can answer one or two more. I have one personal question, but in the time. So you said about the secondhand smoking, right? Even so, for example, I don't smoke or I don't drink anything, but I do have friends who do smoke often or frequently, whatever it is. So if there are people, for example, your example was a very best thing. So your roommate has a dangerous level of addiction to the smoking, and you're his roommate, and my question is, will I also be affected when he smokes? Will I also develop cancer, or is it like only the smoking person will have more effect than the second-hand smoke which we receive in? How is the level of dangerosity determined there? Is it like if the person who's smoking has the most dangerous level, or is it like I'll get the same complexity when it comes to the when I inhale the secondhand smoke?
Yeah. So I would like to compare this to rash driving, if you don't mind. So I am, I drive in my speed limit and I wear my seat belt and I use my helmet. But if some other person is doing rash driving and we met with an accident, it is just like that probability. Sorry to take this example, but this is how I try to explain. So you can't clearly, there is no line determining who will be more affected. If the non-smoker or the passive smoker, he or she is more sensitive, like I said, a person A might get cancer within 1 year time with one cigarette. A person B may not get cancer even if he or she is smoking 10, 20 cigarettes per day. It is dependent on that. It is not, it's very biased. This dangerous habit and this drugs and these chemicals are very biased and it's not equal for all. So, secondhand smoking is equally dangerous, but the documentation is less. And as you can see, in the worldwide, only 6 lakh people are dying. But I don't know how far we can rely on that statistics and say that, okay, secondhand smoke is not as dangerous as first-hand smoke. We can't be sure of that. So when you have some friends who are smoking, if you have some commitment to your health, it's best to avoid, because that is how we should keep ourselves safe.
Okay, that was actually insightful. No matter what, it is dangerous. That's the end of the day. That is the thing. You smoke or not, even if you stay with the people, it's dangerous. So that made it a lot clear. Yes, I do see. I don't see any questions, Doctor. If you have any questions in your personal, okay. There is one last question. Probably we can take this one last question, right? Yeah. I'll read out the question.
I can see
Sir,
that.
if a person do, okay, I'll send
Sorry.
you the question.
Okay, carry on, Navdeep. Sorry.
No, okay. Okay, I'll read out the question loud. Sir, if a person due to extreme stress consumes 2 or more 3 packets of cigarettes in a day, what will be the sudden after effects on him or her?
I think this question is about in one particular event, due to stress, the person consumed more cigarettes, uh, or is okay, fine. I think that question is like the person is not a smoker, but in one stressful situation, he had a lot of cigarettes. That can be the starting point for your addiction, and that is how you get addicted if you are a non-smoker. And if you are a smoker, it is obvious that the effect will be more, the worse. Is that okay? Like, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes. I guess that is the thing. Okay. So yes. Uh, I don't see some more questions. I guess we are in the closing set of the session now. So yes, one more before we finish, guys. Please do fill out the form. We'll be sending it to you again. Pavitran, please do send the form again. If you haven't filled the form, guys, please do fill the form. That's very important for us and for you as well. So that's gonna reflect in your e-site. Important for us also for the feedback form. So that's one thing which you have to just look up. It's gonna hardly take like few seconds for filling up. So please do that. And we are almost nearing the end of the session. So yes, as always, we core team knew how Dr. Navdeep is so passionate about actually changing lives here. So it was so insightful and fruitful to hear it from him. And yeah, yes, I really had a lot of learning now, and I'm gonna try to okay, there is last one question. We'll just do that and close it off. How long does it take for your lungs to uh, get better after you quit smoking?
I can't exactly say the time, but yes, our body has regenerative capacity, and once you stop smoking, within you can see all those YouTube videos and even the internet. It's clearly mentioned for any layman to understand that our body starts to rebuild or regenerate the damaged tissues. So if you are like an early smoker, the better. So it's
Okay.
not.
Yeah, basically it is not a fixed times or so and so time it will be healed. It depends on our capacity and everything. Correct.
And
Super.
it
I
heals.
hope Rotractor Alisha that answered your question. So yeah, I was telling. So yes. So this is not gonna stop here. We are gonna take this to a next level. This hashtag no campaign, no tobacco, say no to tobacco campaign is gonna be in much bigger heights, and we are very sure about it. We know how Dr. Navdeep is so passionate about making actual real changes in the society, and we have seen him work. So this has been really amazing. I really had an amazing session. I hope all the Rotaractors here, my friends, my co-presidents, my BOD, and students from other colleges, and of course our faculties from MIT and and MES College. Everyone had an amazing session, and I really believe this is gonna change our lives at least a little bit. We'll work towards it, and I now hand it over to Pavitran. Uh, and before that, Veena ma'am, do you have any one or two words?
No, other than thanking the speaker for having educated the youngsters, I have nothing more to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Navdeep.
So yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, I now request Pavitran to take over the dais and yeah, proceedings. Thank you.
Yes, Narendran, thank you. Please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, Narendran. First and foremost, I would want to seek forgiveness from the organization team for putting up few disturbing pictures. It might be disturbing for few of the participants, but it is very important for us to understand that things has to be brought in front of you in order to completely understand the severity of the illness. Now, coming to the final thanking session, I would like to thank the administration of Amity University. It is indeed appreciable that our administration took up the initiative as soon as we approached them by telling about this collaboration. And being a proud alumni of MES, it is indeed my pleasure to thank the management of MES. And I would like to thank our professor in charge from Amity University, Madam Punjalata Singh. So she was really helpful in order to take this session forward. I would like to thank Dr. Veena Nagraj of MES College. Thank you so much, ma'am. This is indeed our second successful collaboration with MES after the Pride But No Prejudice event. Then I would like to thank Dr. Navdeep for this beautiful session, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing all this information with us. I would like to thank Rashi Yadav and Tanushree Banerjee, the team members, Amity University. I would like to thank Narendran, who was indeed passionate to take this event forward and to organize it in very short period of time. And at last, a very special thanks to all the participants for listening to this event patiently. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Pavitran. Before we all go, we'll just take a small group pic, a virtual group pic, as always we have done before. So I request all of you to turn on the camera, and very sorry, my place is, and there's no current in my place. I'm not able to turn on the camera. So I request all the people who are here who can possibly turn on the camera, please do turn on. We'll take a group pic and we'll wind up the session. Thank you.